Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Scar here, and today we're looking at some class setups for all the newer players in the game. As the game was on sale, it might still be on sale as of this video. I'm not sure. For like 50% off, so it's like $7. If you want, go pick it up. Go check it out if it's there. Again, this is for newer players. There are older videos for class setups, but since there's kind of a drought in content and everything with this game, with it kind of dying off, wanted to put out a newer video covering some class setups for these guys, so there's something new and fresh for them to watch. So starting out at level 0, if we're looking at the wiki, and the wiki says you have 4 weapons. I don't do sniping, so sorry if you guys are snipers. There will not be any sniper coverage in this video. I don't like sniping in this game, even though it's fantastic. I just hate sniping. So starting out, you have the 2 options for assault rifles. You have the AK and you got the M4, which is in the carbine section. However, they both function the same way, and there's very little difference between each one of these. Okay, so all you Call of Duty fans, let's just start with the M4. As usually that's the base weapon. I mean, you get the M5, MX, whatever crap they got in Black Ops 6 now. We're going to take everything off of this weapon and just look at it stock, as this is what you will start off with, as you will have to get a certain amount of kills for each of these, and I think it's 5 kills to get a sight. So if you don't like the iron sights, just get your 5 kills, slap on a sight. So looking at the difference between the M4 and the AK, like I said, there's not very much difference. The only difference here is the damage and reload speed is the only thing that I really take into consideration. So the M4 is your stock rifle for most FPS games. In this game, it's got a 30 damage base profile, which is pretty good. I mean, you're going to be kill summing in 4 to 5 shots, all depending when you're hitting them. The reload speed's about 4 seconds, and as you can see by this graph down here, the damage fall off. You're going to get about maybe like 28, maybe 25 round damage per shot at about 100 meters. However, in this game, if you're shooting anyone past 100 meters, really a DMR sniper is going to probably pick you off. In most maps, you're either going to be running or in a vehicle, and then you're going to get into an area that is an urban environment. So really not really going to fight at those distances. If you do, just burst fire if you want, change your fire mode. I actually have it toggled off, so I can't do that. So we're going to go look at the AK here and see the difference between that. Now the AK, I will take off everything because I will be showing you guys without attachments and attachments in the firing range here. So the AK, 2 more damage per shot. Reload is a slightly better. Damage fall off is about the same. So really it's up to you which one you prefer. Say you like using the AK in Call of Duty or in Battlefield, or the M4 in Call of Duty or Battlefield. Just pick that. It doesn't really matter, because as I'll show you, when we put attachments on both of these weapons, they're going to function the same. Yes, the AK is going to kill just a slight bit faster, but in BattleBit, the time to kill is really fast anyway. So without any attachments for the AK here, I'm going to go into the firing range over here. There are 2 tests you can do to see what kind of attachments you need to add to your weapon. One, look at any of these walls. It doesn't really matter what distance. You can gauge distance by going off these guys. I'll show you that in a second. Shoot wherever you want, and that will give you your vertical recoil pattern, which in most cases in this game is full straight down. This isn't Counter-Strike. This isn't like, I don't even know if Call of Duty's got recoil patterns anymore. I haven't played in forever. Full straight down, you're going to have a pretty good time. Now, there is some horizontal. So to check the horizontal or side to side, go out to whatever distance you want. So go out to this guy at 20 or this guy at 30. Stand pretty close. I'm going to get in front of this guy. Look at one of these squares and try to keep it in one of these squares. I'm not using my normal mouse. I'm actually using my Razer Naga. I used to play WoW, so that's why my shot's not the greatest right now. try to keep it in one of these squares. You can go further out and test. So say you want to go out to, I think this guy's about 50 meters, and just test, you know, that's a good test if you want to test horizontal versus vertical, which attachment you want to use. So shooting at the targets here at about 40 meters, you're doing pretty good damage. You can keep the recoil pattern pretty consistently on the target, and the iron sights are probably some of the best in the game, so not really much of a problem there. Now up to 50 meters here, again, you just gotta practice. I'm not really warmed up right now, so you can reliably hit your shot. So let's go look at the M4 stock without any attachment. Just give you guys a baseline of what you're working with here. Again, vertical recoil test. There is a little bit of side to side, but it's mostly just straight up. So stay here, reload, pull straight down. And if you're probably wondering, well, he didn't say anything about the reload, like the reload times between the M4 and the AK. Well, it's like a couple seconds, like 0.1 or 0.01 is not much of a difference. So it doesn't really matter. Again, horizontal, not much of a problem. Come out to this guy, I think, is at 40 meters, but it's probably about 50 by the time you get to that wall. The grouping is honestly about the same on both weapons. And then coming to shoot the bot. The iron sights aren't bad. I prefer the AK's iron sights, but I do use both weapons. So not terrible. If you are really worried about the reload time, I know some people are, again, 3.97 versus 3.64. Not really much of a difference. I play hardcore, so if you're reloading, you're probably going to die anyway, but neither here nor there. So let's go into the setup of the AK. Now, there are some people that just are sticklers about what they want to use. Really, it's what you pick and find comfortable and makes you a better shot is all that matters. So I use the HS401. I just like the way it looks. It's got a clean profile. You could use any one of these that you want. It's really up to you. I don't use any medium scopes, however. I will do really funny setups and use the flare sight just because why not? So again, for any sight you want. Canted sights, I don't use canted sights unless I'm sniping, and I only snipe to do the weekly challenges. So if you're coming into magazine, I use whatever quick mag they have just to reduce that reload time as much as possible. I will say I do not do the drop mag reload. That's not something I do. I don't want to fumble around finding the darn thing, so I just don't do that. A vertical grip. I go straight to the vertical grip. Just get that vertical down as much as possible because the horizontal isn't there anyway. So the barrel is where you can kind of customize it a little bit more for whatever you find you need when shooting at those squares. A 7.62 are usually your best option for whatever one you need to reduce. So the VAM is going to reduce the vertical, and the SDN is going to reduce the horizontal. Whichever one you need to fit your shot, just pick whatever one fits for you. So this one will reduce it to 0.82. I'm going to reduce the horizontal or the vertical as much as possible because I don't want to pull down all the time. We're going to go in and we're going to show you what I use 99% of the time and a lot of people use. So vertical recoil, I'm not pulling down at all. There's not much there. And then if you were to look at the grouping, if I can get in the right spot, there's really no reason to have anything to fix the horizontal. I mean, that's at like 20 meters plus maybe another 20 meters. So like 50 meters, that might be 30, 40 meters. But even if we come out to this guy that's at 40 meters and we get to where we can see one of these, and you shoot at the square, you're going to be hitting most of your shots. So that's personal preference. Totally personal preference if you want to use an attachment for horizontal recoil. Like that, I'm not even doing a back and forth at all. And most weapons in this game, you don't need to do that. Just controlling that vertical, and you're going to be hitting most of your shots all day long. So that is the AK in a nutshell. Overall, it's a pretty great weapon. And like I said before, there's not really any difference between the two except the damage profile. So coming to the M4, I'm going to slap on the same attachments pretty much. So the sight, the quick mag to get that down. And as you can see, the reload time is now 3.01. Going to the loadout, I hit the wrong button there. 3.01. Same exact reload time. Same exact. So the only thing you're doing is you're missing out on 2 damage per shot. And like I said before, time to kill is very fast. So yes, statistically, it's slightly better. It doesn't really matter. Vertical grip, get that vertical down as much as possible, because if you see the baseline horizontal for the M4 is already 8.3, really no reason to fight that at all. And look at that. Yes, it's going to increase it, but it doesn't increase it by too much. I think if you're getting like over 1.3 or more for horizontal, you might need to look into putting something on to reduce it, but your best test is the test I just showed you, which is shooting at the square. So let's look at the horizontal vertical here. Even in the vertical, you can see there's not much side to side. So we're going to come out to this guy at 34 meters. Look at one of these. Not much. You could put a flash hider on to determine how good your grouping is, but again, it's not really going to matter that much, because even in this guy 82, once he clears, you're going to hit most of your shots and get kills out that far. And that is about your damage fall off range. I really wish they would have coded in one at 100 meters, not just 83. But you can hit most of your shots at this guy at 80 something meters. You're going to be having a pretty good time with your setup. So even at 50 meters, you can hit your shots reliably. If you can hit most of your shots here, you should be able to hit your shots here. So that is my setup for both of the assault rifles. So if that's all you wanted, you're done. You don't need to even watch this. However, for you SMG guys, and you guys that want to use the best weapon, I just hit my mic, the best weapons in the game, MP7 is going to be your pick here. I'm already giving you the best pick. MP7, there's people that have over 100,000 kills just on the MP7 because it's the best in slot starting out. Hands down. Don't even get me started on these, the Chris Vector, the Evo. You don't even have those unlocked yet. So if you do, those are very viable options, but I'm not covering those in this video. We're going to start with the UMP, as in, I know a lot of COD players probably like the UMP, as in Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, it was a great weapon. So we're going to look at the base stats on both of these. Let me just take off the attachments on both of these. Here, I don't have any attachments. Okay. So you're looking at the MP7 starting off. You're going to see the damage profile is 25 per shot, so that's 4 shots to kill. And again, the fall off is very, very, I can't even think of the word, intense right here. So if you're getting up to 100 meters, you're probably going to die. Just don't even do that. Your fire rate is what's saving you here with the MP7 versus the UMP, as in you almost have 1,000 rounds per minute, and your velocity's okay. It's not great. Your vertical and horizontal already at 1, so you can really customize this weapon however you want. Moving up into the UMP 45. If this was alpha, like when the game was first released to the public, I would tell you the UMP, this weapon was slapping Chris Vector players like no other when it first came out, but they did nerf the weapon. You're like, wait a minute. UMP's got 35 damage per shot. Yes, velocity's a little bit higher than the MP7. However, the fire rate is horrible. The fire rate is just so bad. Look at that fire rate, 600. You almost have half the fire rate of the MP7, and that's because this weapon is more for maybe medium range. You can use it in close range. It's still going to do a lot of good damage. Because, I mean, you're going to kill someone in 3 to 4 shots with the UMP. However, if you're going up against the MP7, Crispector, the Scorpion, weapons like that, at close range, even the FAMAS or F2000 sometimes, they're just going to out damage you with the amount of rounds they're putting into you, even though you have the leg up on damage. They're doing technically 2 times more damage than you because they're putting in so many more rounds in a shorter amount of time, and the time to kill in this game is very, very fast. So, looking at the recoil here, you will see there is some very noticeable side to side. It's not terrible, but coming out here, I'm only going to stay at this guy, maybe go to over here for the horizontal test. The iron sights aren't the greatest, however, so get your 5 kills, put your reflex sight on. It's not bad. You can still group them pretty well, and at that range is going to be most of your gunfight. So, again, you can hit most of your shots. That's all I wanted to cover with that. Because statistically, MP7's better. Just hands down. MP7, horizontal recoil or vertical recoil. Iron sights are atrocious, so just hurry up, get your 5 kills. Just hurry up, get your 5 kills. That's all I gotta say. There's a very noticeable amount of horizontal, and that is exacerbated by the horrendous iron sights. So I will cover that when we put a setup together. But you can hit your shots pretty reliably, even with that amount of recoil. As you can see, the reload on this weapon is very long. So if you are getting into a gunfight, get in, get out, find some cover, reload, drop your mag if you want to play that playstyle. I don't do that playstyle. I don't like it. So reload time, I'm pretty sure the UMP has a leg up. It does have a leg up, but again, they're going to be melting players with the MP7. So my attachment, or my sight, I always use the 401. It's only got 1 magazine, so put on the quick mag. Vertical to bring that vertical recoil down. And then whichever one you want to use. So just do the square test. I'm actually going to put the horizontal on right now, because if you bring it up, the threshold's pretty high. So I am going to put the 762 on right there. We're going to go test this baby out. So, vertical. Oh, maybe I shouldn't hold down. Maybe I should show you guys the actual vertical. Not much vertical there. It does veer off to the left a little bit. So we will go in and shoot at the squares again. Pretty good grouping. Again, you're using an SMG. You should be hitting most of your shots anyway because you're so close to the target. You're still gonna have to lead your shot a bit because you do have that velocity, and the slow fire rate does make that velocity a little bit more noticeable. So make sure to lead your shots, and you'll be doing just fine. This weapon is still viable, even though I am saying that P7 is better, even at range. It's still a decent weapon. MP7 time. Again, I always use the same thing, so it's whatever sight you want to use. You only have one option here. There's no reason not to use a quick mag. Use vertical grip, of course. Now, someone will be asking, why don't you use side rails? You can use one to gauge your rangefinder. Target detector just makes the little red thing above their head. If you really want to use it, you can, but I don't really care because I fight really close to my target. So here is where you can really customize the MP7 because of its baseline stats. If you really want to have no vertical at all, just go straight 762 VAM, get it down to almost a 0.5. If you can hit your grouping really well inside of your square when you're doing this test, because again, yes, there's vertical there, but the horizontal is just god awful. So if you can control the vertical, it's up to you. I know a lot of people that put the VAM on just because they are drop shotters, they are WP players, and they just want to have the most consistent accuracy without having to pull down as much. Because at this range, the horizontal doesn't really matter. But just in case you guys really need it, you can put on the SDN and then come in here and test it. More vertical, less side to side. Come do your square test. Again, it's not really going to be noticeable at that range. I mean, you can go further out if you want. You go any further out to like that guy at 20 meters, the guy at 50, you're just going to get blasted by an assault rifle. So, you got to know your engagement. So that's really all I had for you guys. If you guys want an in-depth guide for each weapon and some in-game showcases of the weapon, I will do that. Just let me know in the comments. But I just want to throw a quick guide out there for you guys of a basic setup to get you into the game, the difference between your two options starting out, and why you need to pick one more than the other. Again, I don't do sniping, so I didn't cover snipers in this video. I do stream on Twitch. If you guys want to see my Twitch, I'll link it in the comments. If you guys want to watch more of my videos, hit the like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.